G'day again, everyone. It's Man Overboard, back with another roast, shall I say, a roasting video. Sunday roast. It is Sunday here today where I am. Let's start. Now, I have made it pretty clear in a lot of my previous videos that I'm not a big fan of the advice you get from male pickup artist dating coaches. Good-looking men dispensing advice, thinking that any man can follow the same advice and get the same results as they do. And you've also realised that I'm not a big fan of female dating coaches. They can't relate to male situations, and quite frankly, the advice they dispense is kind of it's on the borderline of virtue signalling, and also claiming that they are not like these typical women that you encounter on Tinder and in everyday life when it comes to grading men and choosing men. They claim, all these female dating coaches will claim that women aren't like that, not all women are like that, and unfortunately, from what I see, what matches my experience in the real world, and I'm out in the real world a lot. I've had a lot of experience in the real world. I did the dating pickup nightclub scene for many years, and I've had experience. I've been with women before, not many, but a few. The advice that they give and what they say happens in the real world doesn't seem to match up to my realities when I go out. I'm going to play a video, and we're going to go through it piece by piece. It's a long one. It's 53 minutes, so this is going to be a long video. But if you bear with me, we will dissect it, and I will break it down and pick it apart where I can. In a lot of places you'll find this one. It was on the channel of Marnie, your personal wing girl. Marnie, if you're watching this, sorry, I am going to pick your video apart. It's the latest one. It was done a day ago. It's episode 325. Top 3 secrets about all beautiful women, with a guy called Dan Beacon. He's not a beacon at all. He's Dan Bacon. And I've already roasted one of his videos before, so Dan, you're going to get another roast, unfortunately. Let's begin. Now, I'll leave the link to that video that I am critiquing in the description of my own video on this channel, on this video. So let's start. Put the volume up here so it gets very clear, and I will put my own volume up. It is up on maximum. Lovely. Okay, here we go.
Want to know the hidden meaning behind what women say?
That didn't last too long. What happened there? Let's try this again, shall we? Okay.
Want to know the hidden meaning behind what women say and do? Then check out the Dictionary. It's the Wing Girl Methods manual that gives you a full rundown of all the things women say that confuse men, written in dictionary format. Go get a copy of the Dictionary by going to winggirlmethod.com/chick. That's winggirlmethod.com/chick. Coming up on this week's episode of the Ask Women podcast, we have Dan Bacon on the show, who is going to share with us the formula for ultimate success with women. It's something that every guy can do, every guy listening to this show can do, so don't turn us off just yet. He's also going to...
I'll turn you off for a second, for a little while. The ultimate formula, the top 3 secrets, this ultimate formula, in my opinion, is appearance, i.e. looks, your genetics, how much money you have, your financial situation, your ability to earn bigger and better dollars, and status in a local community or just in general in the world. They are the 3 top secrets, I believe, that attract women. Not really a secret, but anyway, they claim that they're secrets, but they're not. They claim that all men can do this. I don't believe it's an art. I don't believe it's a skill. I personally believe it's something you're born with, i.e. your genetics. I don't believe alpha males are made. I believe alpha males are born, because they're born with genetics. You can increase your finances. There's no concern about that. However, that would only be open to a certain few men who have the skill, abilities, brains, and knowledge on how to do that. And status, well, that's the same thing. It's either required or you are born into it. So let's go on. That's the introduction. Where I stand with this. Let's listen to it some more.
Share with us top 3 secrets that he has learned and uncovered about beautiful women, 2 of which I myself did not even know, even though I am a beautiful woman, whatever the hell I am. Anyway, we are very excited to have you on the show, so keep listening. Welcome to the Ask Women podcast. It's one of your hosts, Kristen Carney, along with the beautiful, the smart, the talented Dan Bacon. No, I know. I got you. Oh, I was going to say, we should do this at 7 o'clock more often. I like you when you're awake, but yes, Dan Bacon.
Got you, Marnie.
I know.
Yes. No. Marnie is all of those things too. Marnie Kinross, and Dan Bacon is our guest today. He's from The Modern Man, and I had to obviously say something about bacon to him before we started taping, so I have to say it again. Your name is delicious. How did you grow up with a name like that?
With a lot of difficulty. In school, I used to get picked on for my name. And I used to think that I wanted to change my name when I was younger. I was like getting picked on all the time and called bacon and eggs.
Were you chubby?
Eggs and bacon, all that sort of stuff. I wasn't chubby. I was a skinny kid.
All right, well, that's good, because if you were overweight and your last name was Bacon, then you got a tough setup there.
Oh, yeah. It's like, stop eating so much bacon.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Well, if you look good, then what was the hang up on it? I feel like that's a fun name to
I
have.
have people in my town that are named Burger, their last name.
Yeah.
And it's just so dumb sounding. Not that bacon is dumb sounding, but they're like hamburger. It's just it doesn't matter if they're fat or thin. It had nothing to do with it. It's just a goofy kind of sound, like go eat a burger. Like it just not. But I'm sorry. So bacon is lovely.
No, it's a great name. It's pretty much everyone loves bacon. I mean, you put bacon.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is that you're
it.
associated with something everybody thinks is fantastic?
That's
except
right.
for Jewish people. Jewish people do not like you.
Yeah.
Right.
I've embraced my name. I love my name now.
Wonderful. Well, so you have embraced bacon, and you've also embraced yourself as a modern man. But I want to understand the process that you went through in order to become this modern man.
Right, okay. Well, the process. So, do you want to know my story about what happened, or?
I do. How did you become the face of modern men?
Well, basically, I was just a normal, everyday guy, but I was insecure when it came to women. I didn't think that I was good enough.
Torrens University Australia can set you up with a career that you're truly passionate about. 9 in every 10 grads find a job they love.
Enough. And I got lucky one time with a girl at a party when I had been having some drinks, and we were on the so-called dance floor of the party outside the back of the house, and we started kissing, and I'm like, oh, this is great, she's really pretty, and we got into a relationship, and I became insecure and became a bit jealous and controlling, and about a year into the relationship, she went out with her sister and her friends and cheated on me, and then called me the next day to tell me that and dump me.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I was devastated because prior to that I really didn't understand how to get a girl, and I've got a girl by luck.
You don't get a girl by luck. She's either into you or she's not. She sees you, she likes what she sees, she's heard good things about you, she's recommended to you. She either likes what she sees or she's got a good recommendation. She hooks up with you. It's nothing you say, buddy. It's not this. You're not going this way into a woman who's not physically attracted to you. You're not getting in there, buddy.
And here I was getting dumped, and I knew I was in the wrong. Like, I'd become jealous and controlling. I knew I wasn't doing the right thing, but I didn't know what else to do. It's just that inexperience and the insecurity. But, after that, I was on my own for quite a while, and I didn't know how to attract women still. And I became even more insecure, especially around women that I found attractive. I thought there's just no way that they would like me. So
women don't like you for what you say, Dan. They are attracted to the way you look, your status, or you might have a lot of money. You probably do now from all the people you've scammed. But I would say in your case, she just fancied the way you looked and hooked up with you and you got into a relationship that way. That's most likely the way it happened, Dan. Nothing you said, nothing special that got her to, even though she rejected you at first, you managed to talk your way into her panties. That doesn't happen, Dan. There's no way you can talk your way into a woman whose panties is not attracted to you, not physically attracted to you. Sorry, I don't buy that.
Talk to some women that I wasn't very attracted to, and okay, they seemed to be okay with me, but around attractive women, I would become nervous. That would turn them off, and as a result, I was still in the same spot. I couldn't find a girl that I found attractive to like me. And eventually, that went on for a couple of years or so, and I just got sick of it. I thought, come on, there has to be something that I can do here. Like, I'm a good guy, there's nothing wrong with me. Why can't I get a girlfriend that I find attractive? Why can't I get attractive girls that I see friends getting with? Why can't I get that? So I decided...
Probably because you weren't their type, Dan, and they were never physically attracted to you, but they might have been physically attracted to your friends, as is the case with me, as is the case with with the friends I've had in the past.
That I was going to figure it out, and around that time, met a new friend, and we started going out and approaching women every weekend, and initially I got rejected because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to...
You get rejected because you're not super rich, super high status, or good looking enough.
Start conversations, I was nervous and all that sort of stuff, but eventually I started to figure it out. Eventually I started to realise that there is a particular way that you can talk to women that makes them feel attracted.
No.
There is a way to be confident around women.
How did you figure these things out?
Okay. Being physically attracted to a woman, or a woman being physically attracted to the way you look, I should say, the physical spark is in the first few seconds that she puts her eyes on you, okay? If she's happy enough to give you an audition, if you're passable, if you make the minimum borderline cutoff in terms of what looks acceptable to a woman, then she might give you an audition. If she doesn't give you an audition, you're not going to be able to do any talking to get your way into her life, into her panties, shall I say. A woman needs to give you an audition first. Now, getting an audition and getting results from that audition will increase your confidence. But no amount of self-confidence beforehand is going to get you an audition if she doesn't want to give you an audition. Let's say we have a guy who is 5'5", balding, thin, very thin-boned and not muscular, maybe from a non-Western background, maybe ethnic-looking. Do you think many women will give this guy an audition based on what women's preferences are in this day and age? I would hesitate that 99%, maybe even more, would probably say no. Straight away. They wouldn't even bother giving the guy an audition because he doesn't meet a baseline in terms of what they find looks acceptable. If you are looks acceptable, you may get an audition. But depending on how good looking you are going to have to fight harder and harder and have tighter and tighter game, as they say. I hate that term. You are going to have to prove to her more and more that you're worthy of her based on your look scale. Now, if you're a damn good looking guy, you have to do very little. If she's given you an audition and you might be a 5, 6 or a 7, you're going to have to work harder than a guy who's a 9 or a 10. For guys who are below 5 and 4, etc., you probably won't even get that many auditions based on the fact that women will dismiss you immediately. No matter what you say or do, will be instantly dismissed. I'm sorry, that's just real life. That's observable reality out in the real world. It's what I observe when I go out. It's what other people observe. Other guys I know observe too. So it's not just me saying this. It's other people I know who say the same thing. Let's continue.
Well, it just came down to trial and error. It came down to the determination to get it right. I mean...
There's no such thing as trial and error getting it right. She either likes you or she doesn't. She either chooses you and chooses you based on the factors that I've mentioned before, or she doesn't.
I saw other guys who were just normal guys getting girls, and I thought, well, they can't be doing something that's
What about normal guys? So what about hideously ugly guys? Have you seen them getting many girls? Have you seen them? Are they actually getting auditions with women, or women going, no, I wouldn't even give this guy time. I wouldn't even give this guy time because I'm just not attracted to him. I just couldn't. Sorry. Do you see hideously ugly guys getting attention from girls, or do you see average or slightly above average looking guys getting attention from girls? That's what I ask you, Dan.
Impossible for me to do. I've got to be able to figure this out. Right, so it just came down to thinking about it. Okay, what are women attracted to? And I kept hearing they're attracted to confidence. They're attracted to guys that can make them laugh. They're attracted to a guy who has some charisma, or a guy who has some charm. And it's like, all right, well, what is that? How do you do that? And I just started testing. Saying things around women that, from a place of confidence, and just having a go at saying something that I thought would be funny. And initially, of course, I wasn't getting it right because it was coming from a place of nervousness and insecurity, and women can just tell that I was tense. But I could see that I was on the right path. It was better than what I was doing previously, and I just kept going, and I became more confident at it, and I understood how to be confident.
Your confidence grew through success, Dan. Your confidence grew through success. You might have started initially self-confident, but if you kept getting knocked back hundreds and hundreds of times without an audition, your confidence would plummet. You wouldn't have that self-confidence anymore. I guarantee you. It's not what you say. It's not how you say it. It's who is saying it.
Around women, how to speak to women with confidence, how to just be real and say what I felt in the moment, how to use humour in a way that women find attractive. And,
once again, I'll give my example. Say you got a guy who's 5'5", maybe 5'4", bald, whatever it is, wears glasses, has poor eyesight, wears glasses, thick-rimmed glasses, thin-boned, not muscular. Let's say an ethnic and from a non-Anglo background. Let's say he goes and approaches some of the hottest girls in the room. Let's say he goes and approaches average girls in the room, Dan. Do you think these women are going to give him an audition? Do you seriously think a guy who's 5'4", 5'5", wearing thick glasses, balding or bald, non-muscular, skinny, maybe a bit of a pot belly, maybe fat, or maybe skinny fat, an ethnic background, do you think that a woman, the average woman or above, is going to give a guy who looks like that an audition to even show his personality, to show his confidence, to banter with her, to flirt with her? Do you think he's going to get an audition, Dan? If you do, I think you're an absolute fool. If you do. But anyway, let's go back to this.
To sum that up, is one of the easiest ways to do that is to playfully challenge women as you're talking to them.
If they take the playful challenge, once again, it's not a matter of who is saying it. It's not a matter of what is being said or how it's being said. It's who is saying it. If it's coming from a man who passes the minimum baseline of looks that the girl says, yes, I can, then it will be accepted. He'll get an audition, and it may be accepted. But if it's coming from a guy who's below looks level, acceptable looks level, A, he probably won't get an audition, and B, if he does, he's going to have to do it so well, there's no room for error, and even then it may not be enough, because he's competing with other guys in the room who are better looking than him, who have the same skill set.
Playfully tease her for some of the things that she's saying, playfully pick on her for something that she's saying, not in a mean way where you're trying to hurt her or insult her, but just playfully. And once I figured that out, and I started doing that, then it was easy, because I could see that women were reacting positively to me and were having a laugh.
Because you met that level of looks acceptance, Dan. There are guys out there who don't meet that level of looks acceptance, who will not get an audition to begin with, or who will get an audition but will then get challenged and will fail, or even if they've passed, will still get looked over by a better looking guy who's there, who have just the same amount of skills as you'd like to say they are.
Were feeling attracted, they started showing signs of attraction, they started touching me, they wanted to keep conversations going, and as a result, I felt more confident talking to women, and as a result of being more confident, they felt more attracted to me, and as a result of that, I started enjoying my choice of women, and that was a lot of fun, especially after what I'd been through.
Confidence is not the attractor, Dan. Confidence is an attractive trait. The attractor is things like looks, like genetics, like money, like status. Confidence is a trait. Traits don't attract women. Raw physicality, masculinity attracts women. Good-looking, masculine men attract women. It's not, or pretty boys, but it's not a trait. Traits don't get you past the front door. The front door is only open if you pass the bare minimum of what looks acceptable to a woman.
Definitely. And as a result of that, I want to ask you, because right before we started taping, I just finished doing a banter session with a guy, and he asked me, what is cocky funny? And should I...
Sorry if there's a bit of noise in the background. There's strong wind and heavy rain outside today, so I do apologise if there's any noise that comes through. I can't tell if it's coming through, but if it is, I'm sorry.
Be cocky funny. And we kind of broke it down, and basically I said it's just teasing. And so then we talked all about teasing and the right way to do it where it's not too dry and it's not too literal, where you're actually picking on something about that person that could hurt their feelings. And so I can tell you what we did, but I'm curious what your technique is for coming up with playful teasing-like things.
Well, it's just, I just recorded a video this week, and I'm going to release it, and one of the examples, actually the only example I gave in that particular video, was when walking through the park and you see a girl walking her dog. You know, a lot of guys are in that situation. They find a girl attractive and they're thinking, I'd love to be able to talk to her, but what?
Yeah, talk to her if you get the signals to talk to her, Dan. If she's open to your approach, she'll let you know.
And I say, you know, and a lot of guys who may try to talk to the woman may go over and say, hey, nice dog. What kind of dog is it? How old is it? What's its name? And so forth. And it's just a standard, friendly, polite interaction. But the example I gave in the video is, hey, cute dog. It's even cuter than its owner. Maybe just a little bit cuter. And then have a little bit of a chat to her and say, so, can your dog do any tricks? And
that will be taken the wrong way if it comes from the wrong person. Now, the right person to do this is a guy she's already attracted to. If she's not attracted to you and you say that, she's going to think you're an absolute creep, a douche, and she's going to get rid of you straight away. I guarantee you, I've watched this in the field before. I've watched it happen.
If she says no, it's like, oh, come on, you've got to teach your dog to do backflips and things like that. You know, just having a bit of a joke around with her, putting some playful pressure on her in that moment.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that too. I think it's like a gentle way to introduce being playful. You're not insulting. You're not putting somebody down. You're just having fun with the other person.
That's right. Yeah.
I think also a way to not put someone down, because I think a lot of guys run into this where they hear tease and then they're just mean, but they don't know they sound just mean. So I think a good way to do that is to do a comparison with something extreme. So, for example, a woman loves to, this is a really random example I'm throwing out there, so off the top of my head. Say a woman loves to, like, grow her own tomatoes. You could call her a farmer.
Yeah, farmer girl.
You know, because
it's called a farmer girl.
Because it's,
Once again, the playful teasing is only acceptable when it comes from a man who she's got physical attraction for, who meets her base minimum standard of what's required in terms of looks. If it comes from an unwanted source, an unwanted man, she's going to tell him to off.
Exactly, because it's so not true, but yet there's a hint of truth there. So I think that's just like a fail-proof way to tease without insulting.
Yeah. And a guy can say all sorts of things for that.
Doesn't matter how you say it. It's who says it. If it comes from the wrong person, it is an insult, no matter who says it.
Oh, you're a very homely woman then. Fantastic. So when are you going to cook some dinner for me? You know, and just roll with that.
Right.
You know, and he's only playfully messing with her like that. And in many cases, women, if they're talking and if they're getting along and the woman finds him attractive, she may say yes. She'll say, oh, I will come over.
If she finds him attractive, not after he started talking, if she finds him attractive before he's opened his mouth.
You know, I'll cook you some dinner, or maybe on our second date, she may say something like that. And he's moving things along.
Do you think that all women of all ages respond to things like this? Like women who are 45, divorced, 2 kids, or
Yes, and the reason why.
And you call them grandma.
The reason why is that universally there are things that women find attractive, and you know, with that example of the girl in the park, for example,
universally, women find things attractive in male features. They find height attractive. They find masculine shaped jawlines attractive. Small noses on men attractive. Bigger lips. Bigger builds. Wider chests. Height. Muscles. Nice flowing hair, depending on the colour, or does it match the eyes? The eye colour. The eyes, the eye area, the shape of the eye. They find these things attractive. Not traits. Not behaviours. These are icing on the cake. The cake that needs to be built is your genetics. How you scrub up in the genetic lottery. How you scrubbed up in terms of your looks.
When walking her dog in the park, a guy coming over and saying that to her, it demonstrates that he has confidence, which is attractive to women. It demonstrates that he has social intelligence and the ability...
Wait a second. Social intelligence? If she's not giving him signals to approach, therefore she's not attracted to him, is going up to a woman socially intelligent thing to do? I ask you. You might think it is. Put it in the comments below if you think it is. I don't, but you might.
To get along with other people, which is attractive to women. It demonstrates that he has the masculinity, the balls to put her on the spot in a moment like that, but still be a good guy about it, make her feel good in that moment. Like, he's not being mean about it, he's not being a total asshole about what he's doing. He's putting some pressure on her in that moment, but he's still being a good guy. It still feels good to her. And that is enjoyable. It's that enjoyable side of masculinity that women find attractive all over the world, and they see that as charming. And
if it's coming from a guy who she's attracted to physically, if he's met the baseline of looks, yeah, it might come across as charming, masculine, endearing, fun, playful, funny. If it comes from a guy who she's not physically attracted to and he doesn't meet the baseline standards, she's not going to think of it that way. She's going to think of it the actual opposite of the things I just said. Think about it that way.
And some women may even label it as being charismatic. They may say that guy's got charisma or he's very charming and so forth. And that is attractive all over the world.
Attractive behaviour. Attractive being, are you a good-looking bloke because of that? No. The looks and the behaviour are two separate things. What attracts the women initially, what gives you an audition with a woman, is the way you look. If you don't meet the baseline standard for what she's acceptable, what she's happy to go on with, she will not give you an audition. I don't care, you can tell me anything. If she's not into you and you don't meet her baseline standard in terms of the way you look, you're not going to get that audition in a cold approach. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. I've tried it. I know many, many other guys personally who've tried it. And they all tell me the same thing.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So, Kristen, did you give any examples to the guy that you were working with on how to be cocky funny? I don't like that term, cocky funny.
Yeah. No, I don't use it either.
But I know that's what he was.
Yeah, no.
I use playfully challenge women, playfully arrogant humor, or playfully challenge women, playfully tease them, because it sets the tone right in terms of playfully. It's not about being arrogant. It's not about teasing women in a mean way or an insulting way. It's about being playful with it, just having some fun with it. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I gave him a bunch of examples, but I think he didn't know a better word, and I said I'd prefer to call it teasing, but I do like what you said, like the challenge thing. Playfully challenge. I said, but you have to set the tone first instead of just coming in randomly as all of a sudden teasing someone. So I think you have to set the framework first. So, for example, if you met that girl in the dog park and you were very serious and not super serious, but you were just friendly and polite, and you just asked, what's the dog's name? How's the dog doing? How old is it? And then the next date, or then you go on a date, and all of a sudden you're like, what's up, zookeeper?
Yeah, right.
It'd be like,
it's like, what? What's happening? Right. Is this guy on drugs or something? Like, has he had a drink?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yes.
Is he nervous?
So you have to... Right, exactly. So you have to set that tone, and if the tone isn't set from the beginning, it will come in a little strange. So I think if a guy knows a girl right now that he likes, and he has a teaser, and all of a sudden he wants to start teasing her, it's going to be a little weird. So I think what you have to do first is be playful and teasing to yourself in a sense. So you start setting the tone of, this is how I want to be in my communication. I want to be light and funny.
Yeah.
But he's not doing it about her necessarily.
Yeah.
He's doing it about himself.
That's definitely
So,
one way to do it. Another way to do it, you can slowly start to introduce it rather than just turning it on up to 100% right away from zero. You know, he can go with a little bit of that, just bringing in a little bit of that if he's talking to her. And if it's the girl who makes her tomatoes, it's like, oh, how you doing today? Yeah, how are those tomatoes going? It's like you're turning into a real farmer girl, aren't you? You know, slowly bring that in.
Right.
So he's.
What are you, Italian?
Yeah, you Italian? You're thinking of turning into an Italian or something, or you're opening up a pasta shop? Is that what's going on here?
Sometimes I find that like a slow play is a little bit more effective because if you're like really kind and then you throw a jab, then the person's like, wait, what did you just say? Like, I like when I meet new people and they do that. Like, there's a whole bunch of pleasantries and then they have like a zinger and I'm like, whoa, who are you? It like has a larger impact on me for some reason. I want to just pay attention to them.
Yeah, especially if they're cool about it. If they're just being chill about it. You know?
Exactly.
And it seems like totally natural for them to say that. They're just rolling with it. Then it's like, oh, this person's cool.
This guy that I was just talking to was saying how he was trying to be playfully flirty and teasy with this woman who wears really big eyelash extensions. And basically he just came in with a out of the left field comment about how she spends all of her time in the mirror. And it's like, whoa, now that's just an insult.
That's not working.
Right. No, but if he wanted to say something funny, he could say something like, your eyelids must be really strong, or something.
How do they hold up those eyelashes?
How do they hold those eyes?
Yeah, she likes the way he looks. He can get away with that.
Like the Schwarzenegger.
That's right. See, that's it. Yeah.
I would like Dan. Even your tone is like the perfect tone for it because it's a very playful tone the way that you're expressing it and the way that Kristen had said that. It was a little bit too serious about the joke that the person was making, so it like even landed as if it was an insult.
But you know, you have to. The thing is, I can understand where those guys are coming from and the mistake that they're making because I too made that mistake when I was starting out. I thought, just male logic. If women like that, when you're being playful with them and you're teasing them, then I'll go to the extreme and then they'll really like me.
Right.
I'll be a bit of an asshole with it. I'll insult her. I'll just, one of my friends, he used to say, when he was trying to work it out and, he was making mistakes as well, he's like, this is my reality and everyone else is a guest. And it's like, you just walk around with that attitude and it was just like, it was too much. It was like, relax. Eventually I worked it out and I'm like, dude, you just go relax. It's okay. You don't have to prove anything. But I too made the mistake of saying some things that were too much to the woman. I was being a bit too rude and I thought that a woman would like that because, women, I thought, really liked it when guys were, being arrogant and cocky and so forth. But there is an art to it. There's an understanding that it's not about hurting the woman. It's not about insulting her. It's about having the balls to say something like that, to be a bit playful, to have the confidence to do it, have the social intelligence to do it, and just to be able.
It's not socially intelligent to do something if it's unwanted. So if the attention is unwanted, if she doesn't want you to approach her, don't approach her. She'll give it to you in her body language. She'll give you signals. It's not, confidence can only be a byproduct of success. And the other thing that they talked about was, I've forgotten now, but basically, you can only do this if you meet a woman's baseline in terms of what she's happy to settle for in terms of physical attraction. Women constantly talk about men's looks. I'm privy to locker room talk, female locker room talk, everywhere I go in my job, and I hear it, and I hear what women say about men. I read it on the internet. I hear it in person, and people say, "Oh no, they don't actually mean that." No, they do. They do. And when you see women out, I rarely, if ever, see good-looking women out with lesser-looking guys. The other way around, I see quite a few good-looking men with lesser-looking women. But generally, on the whole, the other way around, the lesser-looking guy with the better-looking woman, it's unseen. And most of the guys I do see out and who I come into contact with, generally those guys who have got women on the better looking, above average looking scale. A lot of some average guys I see, or slightly below average guys I see, they do have women, not as attractive. But a lot of the really ugly guys I see, the unappealing men, the men who are too short, bald, non-muscular, wearing glasses to correct bad eyesight or ethnic, and a combination of all of these factors, or overweight. I don't see these men out with women anyway. So there is a baseline to meet in terms of looks first before you can get away with anything of what they're saying. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
Have some fun together, and it's a sort of an indicator to a woman that if she were to get into a relationship with that particular guy, that it would be fun, that they would be able to have that banter together, that it wouldn't be boring, that it wouldn't be stale. They'd be able to keep the spice.
Yeah, it wouldn't be boring, wouldn't be stale. They'd have the banter. But would they have the bedroom activity? Would they have the bedroom activity if there's no physical attraction? I would hazard a guess and say no. I don't think making a woman laugh and bantering her and making her have a good time socially is the same as sexual attraction. But if you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments below. But I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think a woman who's socially into you necessarily sexually into you.
Like alive, additionally, he'd be able to get along with other people because he has that sort of social intelligence to make people laugh and like him. So that's attractive to women as well.
Yeah. I do want to backtrack a little bit, though. I said this. I made my joke about her eyelids being strong for the sake of the podcast. I didn't tell him to say that.
Right, okay.
I do advise, I swear, I do advise staying away from anything to do with a woman's looks at the beginning.
Just in case it doesn't land well.
Always sensitive. Right, because you never know. If
That's
he
good
ended up
advice.
getting to know her well, and she was cool, then I would say, yeah, throw in the eyelid comment about her strong eyelids. But yeah, that I say back away from. But what I think,
Kristen, why do you say back away from it? What's the reason for that?
because I think there's always a time and a place for something. I'm all for jokes. I just did a roast for O.J. Anderson from the New York Giants and said like the worst things that could ever come out of someone's mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm all about the most offensive jokes, but in terms of dating, if you want success, I think jokes show confidence, but the wrong jokes show that you might be an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with that.
I don't want a guy to look like an idiot. I want him to have confidence and eventually work up to the place where he can make those cutting jokes, but as long as it's the right woman, because I do think a girl, and I like to stereotype people, I like to put them in groups, I like to judge, and I would say that most likely a woman that wears really, really heavy eyelash extensions might not have the best sense of humor. She might. There's a possibility.
Right.
But I like to make assumptions and then work off of those assumptions for the social well-being of myself and whoever else around me.
Right.
That's
You're
a good
saying that
thing to
there's
do.
better places to start the joke than focusing on
Like
her makeup
totally
or something that she's worked on and cares about. I get what you're saying.
I just I think to begin teasing.
Yeah, that's right. To begin. That's where you,
Right,
that's
so
what,
that one is
that's
not
a
an
big
entry level.
Yeah, that's a big distinction there to begin, because for someone like myself or my friends who are very confident around women, you can say anything and get away with it. You can literally basically say anything and it will work because you're delivering it with confidence. A woman.
Yeah, if you meet her minimum requirement looks level, or you're better, and then it will work. If you don't, well, then it's going to come across as different. It's going to come across taken very differently and taken in a different context. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. That is just the way it is.
Knows that you're joking, and you're also showing her by your body language that you find her attractive, and she knows that you're flirting with her, so it's all cool. But if a guy's tense and he's saying stuff like that, and she's not really feeling attracted to him, then she's like, "Why are you insulting me? What's with that?" It's like,
right. Well, you know how to handle a gun. If the guy, a guy who's never shot a gun before, all of a sudden he walks in with an AK-47.
Oh, it's going
whoa, put it down. Pick up the squirt gun first.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think starting at a beginner level. So I think the eyelid comment, that's more of a teasing 401 class rather than a teasing 101 class.
Yeah, I mean, a guy could give a compliment about the eyelids. Like if she had really, the eyelashes. If she had really big eyelashes on, and she mentioned that, he could, focus on that and say they're really, they look beautiful. They're amazing. They're so big. I mean, I'm feeling a bit hot right now. Just do some blinking and fan me here. I'm feeling this is fantastic. I'm getting it's like air conditioning. It's like turning on a fan. This is fantastic. Bet those eyelids. Bet those eyelids, girl.
I have a question. So were you funny with your friends like this before? I I wanna understand.
No.
Okay, so you didn't even have this kind of sense of humor before. This was learned.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you can learn it.
I basically, all my life, I went through life with the approach of just being that nice guy who wanted to be liked by others, to be accepted by others because of my politeness, my niceness, my manners, my intelligence, or whatever like that. Hopefully people think I'm cool because I'm smart and I know some things, or I'm nice and I treat them well. That was my approach to life. And my approach to life now is to be a good guy, but I also know that there are different ways that you can talk to men and women. It's not just women, men and women, in order to have a different type of interaction where, for example, talking to a man will respect you. A woman, she'll feel attracted to you and she'll respect you. Whereas if with my old approach, it was just like, okay, this guy's a bit of just a standard nice guy, a bit of a whatever, forgettable type of guy, and that was it. So, it's something that I learned.
Did you learn from watching other people? Like, I just want to know how did you put these two together?
No, by taking the risk to have a chance and just say something. Like talking to a girl and just take the risk, I'm going to say this. And like, oh, that worked. Why did that work? Oh, right. Just figuring it.
Well, that worked. I'll tell you why that worked. Because she was happy to accept the way you looked. And you could say that and it made her laugh. You met her minimum baseline in terms of what she's accepted in terms of what she will go for in terms of a man, in terms of his looks. If you don't meet that baseline, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, it's going to be misconstrued. It's going to be construed the other way. She's not going to find it humorous. She's going to find it offensive, and she'll tell you to get away.
Now, as I went along.
But I want to give a tip to everyone who's listening, and I want to use an example that you just said, because Marnie's asking, how do you come up with things that are funny? And it's way more simple than people imagine. So it's all just making a connection between two things, and all of a sudden it's like, ta-da, you're witty. So, for example, what you just did with the eyelashes was perfect, because you correlated them or connected them with a fan.
So it's a positive thing.
Well, not necessarily that it needs to be positive, but you connected one item with another, and then it basically comes out as witty. So it's really simple. So, like, for example, say a girl said she's a Leo is her sign, and her favorite movie is like Titanic or something. So
I would yawn, by the way, if a girl said that to me.
Well, obviously, you don't want to date this girl.
I would just yawn. I would yawn in your face. I'd just be like, okay.
She would give really nice compliments.
You're like, so obvious.
Yeah. But in that case, I'm just saying you could look and make a connection. So you would just connect, like, the fact that Titanic was a movie that Leo starred in. She's a Leo. I'm not saying that that's funny or joke. That's
that's right. You could say, is that because Leo was the main character? Whatever. You could. Yeah,
all it is making a connection. And so, or like, she loves the Titanic. You can say, well, like, I hope this date doesn't sink as badly as the ship or something. But it's so simple. It's literally just connections between one thing and another to come up with something.
That's right. And then also having the confidence to back it up, because when a guy has the attitude of, whatever I say is cool, basically, but he's not being an arrogant prick about it, he's just rolling with it and just being the cool guy that he is, and he has that confidence when he says things, then people will jive with that, they'll vibe with it,
as long as he is rich enough, high status enough, and good looking enough, they'll jive with it. As I said, if he is below minimum standard of what men's looks are, like if he's 5'4" or 5'5", he's bald, he wears thick glasses, he hasn't got muscles, he might have carrying a bit of fat here and there, and he might be of ethnic background. If you put all that together, and he's thin-boned, if you put all that together, is it going to be taken the same way as if it comes from a man who looks a lot more normal in terms of looks, more in the normal range, more in the average range, or better looking range? No, it won't be taken the same way. I'm sorry. That's people are just superficial like that. People judge books by their covers, and things are taken totally differently, no matter how they're said, or no matter what is being said. They're just taken totally differently depending on who the person is who is saying it.
You gotta laugh with it and go with it. But if a guy is saying some things that would otherwise be funny, if said by a confident guy, right? He's saying it and he's not really backing it up with his confidence, he's feeling quite nervous, it won't hit as well as a confident guy would, but it's still good.
The delivery is not the thing here. What the thing is who is delivering the lines. The delivery's got to be good. I won't disagree. But the delivery can be good from somebody who doesn't meet the minimum standard in terms of looks, and it will be construed the wrong way because that's unwanted attention. A woman doesn't want attention from a man she's not physically attracted to within the first few seconds. I'm sorry, that just flies in the face of reality. If you think that any man can get away with this, no. I'm sorry, that flies in the face of reality. That's wrong.
Still worth doing. It's still something that a guy should do, because what happened for me personally, what happens for so many other guys that learn how to do this, is that you do it and you see that you're getting a much better reaction from women and you're feeling more confident and you're seeing that they are feeling more attracted to you than usual. And as a result, that makes you feel more confident. And then the next time you interact with a woman, you have more confidence and you say, I can do this. I am
Yeah, that's exactly what confidence is. When you get a positive confirmation, positive reaction, it builds confidence. Confidence can only come from within so much, but if you're not getting any positive validation, the confidence from within will erode until you get some positive validation to say, this confidence is correct. I am confident. I'm now more confident.
Cool guy. I don't have to be on the sidelines. I can have attractive women like me. This is totally normal and natural. It's something for me. I can do this. And you just have that, as a man, you just have that building confidence. And eventually you get to the point where you don't think about it anymore. You just know. You know that women find you attractive when you talk to them, and you just roll with it and just have a good time.
I love that. I love that you said that. What about for some guys, like who maybe, it sounds like you just naturally were able to build in that direction. So, so you did have assistance in some way. Because I'm saying, like, what about some guys who are like, I've tried everything, I've tried every system, I've tried to say it like Kristen says, I've tried to say it like Dan says, but it just falls flat for them. What do you tell guys like that?
Honestly, they're not doing it right. It's the guy would be.
Oh, shut up. You want to blame the men all the time. Shut up. If a woman's not into you, she's not into you. It's got nothing to do with how you're delivering the lines, with what you're saying and how you're delivering it. If you're not meeting a woman's baseline, it doesn't matter what you say. It is going to be construed the wrong way. It's not a matter of you're not doing it right. Stop blaming men for things they can't control. If you can't control, a man can't control his height, he can't control the fact that he has been given genes that have made him very skinny, he can't build muscle, baldness, things that are out of his control are what women are biomarking on. They're not biomarking on a man's confidence and personality. They're marking based on a man's physical look, and if it's acceptable, if she takes a glance at him and thinks, yeah, okay, I'll give him a chance, she'll give him a chance. If she takes a glance at him and says, no way, no matter what he says, it's over. It's not the man's fault.
Not projecting confidence, his body language would be off, the way he's saying it, he wouldn't be saying it at the right time, like just with some of the examples you've given, both you given in this.
No, this method does not fit for every guy. It is not a one-size-fits-all method. There are certain methods for certain guys in terms of the way they look and how women respond to them initially in terms of their looks. But this method won't work for a guy who's not going to get an audition with a woman. It's got nothing to do with his confidence. It's got nothing to do with his body language. If he's too short for the woman, if she doesn't want bald guys, if she doesn't like skinny guys, if she doesn't like guys with weak jawlines, if she doesn't like guys who've got bad eyesight and wear thick glasses, she's not going to give him a chance. It's not his fault.
Like, so you sit in front of the mirror the whole time or whatever, just saying insulting things, like that's not going to work. It's just like, it just can't not work. It has to work.
It cannot work. It cannot work. If you fall below the baseline, the minimum baseline of what a woman wants, in terms of her physical attractiveness to you, it will not work. I've had it experienced. I know other guys in my life, other friends of mine, other guys I know who've experienced it as well. It will not work. For some guys, this will not work, and it is not their fault.
Personally, I know this because I took guys out for 3 or more years every weekend, new guys. And I took out nervous guys, cool guys, confident guys, tall guys, short guys, fat guys, IT guys, these guys from all sorts of races. And
I'm not having any of this.
Because of their level of...
I don't believe you, Dan. I think you're lying. I think you're lying to con men into buying your products. That's what I think. I don't believe it. Guys I've been out with have tried this and they've still been turned down because of their looks, because of their appearances. I'm sorry. You are wrong. I think you're trying to sell your products. That's personally what I think. You're on here to push your product, to sell it. That's my opinion. No, it doesn't work for all those types of guys. If a woman is not into a man to begin with, he's not going to get an audition. He's not going to get a show. The gate will be shut. It'll be lights out. It's over. Okay? What is so hard to understand about this? It doesn't work for certain types of guys. And I bet you, if you took out guys that I've described, like I've described in this video, the below are very ugly guys, to the description I've described in this video, it would not work for them. It wouldn't. They'd have to make improvements to themselves physically to get that minimum level where women will give them a chance for it to work.
Confidence, but they're able to get better results than they normally get. You know, some guys who were rejected by women their entire life were able to get phone numbers, were able to get women feeling attracted to them and touching up on them and so
forth
during a conversation, showing those signs of interest.
No, I don't believe that.
A guy who was confident and just didn't know what to say or do, he was able to get a lot better results, get a kiss and maybe a bit more. But I've seen it work, you know, I saw that work for years. So I know when someone tells me that, oh, I've tried to do it and it doesn't work, that it's the guy's doing it wrong. It's simple.
No, he's not. You think a short, bald, skinny-boned, thin-boned, non-muscular, glasses-wearing ethnic guy approaches a woman who's way out of his league, and you reckon he'll get an audition? You've seen it happen? I doubt it, Dan. I really do doubt it because I've never seen it happen, A. And B, if he does get the audition, she's going to go with someone who she feels that she's more looks matched to or is better looking than him. She'll find it amusing. She'll find it entertaining, but that's not going to seal the deal. What will seal the deal is physical attraction. That's the world we live in today, Dan. I'm sorry to break it to you. Your products won't sell. It's physical attraction.
Was that? Yeah. He's just got to learn some more and practice and actually
buy some more of my products. Ship me $100,000, and if it doesn't work for you, too bad. You lost your money.
What is being taught in the way that it's being taught, rather than, you know, just going in there and doing kind of like 20% of what he's being taught. Try doing more than that. You know, add in more.
I'll use myself as an example. I did a PUA boot camp back in 2007. I did everything I was taught, everything to the T. Approach, banter, rapport, and try closing. And I got 2 numbers that flaked. One number was a fake number. The other one totally just flaked on me. Got non-response, and she didn't want to know. I tried these PUA methods. I tried exactly what I was taught, not 20%, 100% of it for a year, almost a full year after that, with zero result. Zero result. So you're saying that what I was taught was wrong? You're saying that you want me to pay you more money so you can teach me something that I've already been taught but doesn't work for me? No way, Dan. No way. No way in the world.
The thing that I hear you saying is that the first step to success is failing. Like, that's how you have to do it.
You've got to,
I want to be so successful. Like, I feel
Yeah, if you fail and you learn from your mistakes and you correct it and it works, that helps. But if you keep failing, and it's not your fault that you're failing, if a woman is not giving you time of the day, no matter what you say or do, even if you follow this advice, how is it your fault?
so much. But the truth is that even like you, Christian, are doing the exact same thing. You may be failing sometimes, but you're also succeeding. You just did like a roast for somebody really famous and did it with Artie from Howard Stern. Like I've been doing amazing things. Same thing with Dan. Like he's becoming more successful in so many other areas because he keeps moving forward even though he falls flat in his face, which I think is the recipe to doing anything in life. You can't just throw in the towel and say, like, hey, this is all I can do, and now I'm quitting, because then exactly what Dan's been saying.
I tried approaching a woman, it didn't work, so...
I tried approaching a woman. I've tried approaching thousands of women. Thousands! Is there a way that I can erase the memory banks and start fresh? I've approached thousands of women to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong after approaching thousands of women, being taught, spending a whole lot of money, you can see my previous videos, to tell me that I'm doing it wrong and it's my fault and that I have no right to quit. I should go on, spend more money on more products. Come on, you got to be serious. I'm not going to do that. No way. No way in the world. My age, late 40s, no way. The girls I want to get, no way. No way. I am not going to spend any more. I'm not going to put in any more. I want a woman to give me time of day who's originally attracted to me, that I'm attracted to, and we can hit it off. I don't need any gimmicks, lines. They're going to tell me to buzz off, knock off, PO, whatever else they want to tell you. I don't need that. What I need is mutual attraction from a woman who likes the way I look, who likes me as a person, who doesn't have to fall for all these stupid banter lines, gimmick lines, rubbish, false attraction. Then I have to go and spend on her and wine her and dine her and do everything else just to get a little bit of nookie on the side, and then to know that, at the end of the day, it's gone. It's gone because she's gone after a better looking bloke. No way. No way in the world. Giving up, well, I've had successes, but, in the end of the day, going my own way or being sent my own way is definitely an option. It's an option. Who could blame me? These people want to blame me. These people, Marnie and Dan and the like, want to blame me. How is it my fault?
Therefore, women don't like me.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I mean, it could have been that he approached those 10% of women who are going to be very, very cold when a guy approaches them, no matter what. It could have been that he approached and he.
They're not cold no matter what. They're cold to guys they're not attracted to initially, and that's why the guy's getting rejected. It's as simple as fact, Dan. That is the number one fact in this whole game.
Was a bit nervous, and she sensed that, and she didn't like it. She didn't want to be with a nervous guy because she'd had relationship experience with being with a nervous, insecure guy that didn't turn out well. It could have been that she was just acting a little bit indifferent because she wanted to show off to her friends. It could have been that his conversation style was a bit awkward. It could have been that.
Oh God, hundreds and hundreds of reasons. Blame men, blame women, blame everything in the world. How can you stop a woman saying no if she's not attracted to you to begin with? How can you get an audition if she doesn't want to give you an audition?
So many different things.
There's a million reasons.
Yeah, and you just got to keep moving forward. It's like, all right, I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to approach women, and I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah. When we come back, I want to.
What about men in their 70s and 80s who haven't figured this out? Do they still have to keep moving forward till they're hundreds, till they're in their hundreds, if they're still alive by then? Keep moving forward. Don't give up. Don't give up. Go to your bed. Die trying. You should die trying. Never give up, right? Well, it sounds good in logic, but why would you keep doing something that you're not good at? Why would you focus on things you're not good at in order to get good at something that you just can't be good at? Why would you focus all your attention in life on that thing? Why? Why make it a priority? Why not focus on the things you can do well and do them?
Talk more about what you were just touching on, which was about selecting and picking women. So we'll be back in a minute. I think we often overlook how important sleep is. The better the sleep, the better the you. That's what I'm talking about. I know for me, when I have sleep, I can barely function, let alone do good work when I'm tired. But I also have quite the attitude problem when I'm tired. It's funny. I have no energy to do work, but I have energy to have an attitude. So the better the sleep, the less the attitude. If you find yourself always having a hard time getting good night's sleep, you should try Purple. Purple mattresses are like nothing you've ever felt before because they use the unique Purple grid. It's this really cool combination of hard and soft at the same time. Kind of like you. They offer in-home setup and old mattress removal, 100-night risk-free trial. So if you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund, backed by 10-year warranty, and free shipping. There's nothing to lose. So you're gonna love Purple, and right now our listeners are going to get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great deals they're already offering site-wide. Just text Ask Women to 84888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text Ask Women to 84888. That's one word, ASKWOMEN to 84888. Message and data rates may apply. All right, we are back with Dan Bacon, and I want to dive into something we just talked about before the break. You were talking about maybe he approached women who didn't want to be approached, or these women who didn't want to be responsive. How do people know this before they approach? Is there a way to, like,
body language,
select
read
better and put yourself in a better
body
there's a very
language,
obvious type
read
of woman
their
to
approach
that is the
signals.
easiest, and that is when there's two women and they're not really talking to each other much in the bar or party, and their body language is facing out to the crowd.
Okay,
so
you
they're
got that
looking
right.
around, they're talking to each other occasionally, but basically they're just facing out to the crowd. Those women are almost always waiting to be approached. They're
By a certain type of guy.
to the crowd, hoping that
Not by all
everyone
guys.
talks to them. compare that to two women who are in a serious, involved conversation and they're really into talking to each other. Those women can be approached and that conversation can be interrupted if a guy is confident and he knows how to talk
If
to
he's
women
good looking
handle
and
the
he's
situation.
rich,
But if a
good
guy
looking
comes
enough,
over and he's
yeah, he
nervous
can
and
be
awkward and stuff, then that isn't going to go very well for him initially. They're going to be like, oh, what's this guy interrupting our conversation for with this awkward vibe? But if a guy's starting out and he wants to make sure that he's going to get the best type of response, look for women that are two women and they're not really talking to each other much and they're looking around the room a lot. And in many cases, they're facing their body language out to the crowd, or in other cases, they're facing each other, but they're not really saying much.
I must say,
Those women are open.
in all my time out in the field, I rarely saw that. I saw mostly women in groups talking, mostly guys in groups talking, and mostly mixed groups talking. But I never saw women hanging out their own. This whole idea of the meat market. Maybe there were a few, and guys did approach them, and they wanted to be approached by certain types of guys that they gave the day to, and certain types of guys they blew off. But it was nothing to do with the man's behaviour, confidence, nervousness, etc. It all had to do with the way the blokes looked, and they were after certain types of looks. And if you didn't meet that looks criteria, they didn't give you an audition.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, and basically, one thing to point out, when I used to take guys out to approach women, I used to explain to them that most women don't get approached and they want to be approached more in situations like that, and they only really get approached by guys who are drunk or guys who are, hey, what's going on, sort of thing when they're walking past. And they rarely get approached by normal guys who just come over and have a fun, interesting conversation with them. And I used to say,
they're not getting approached by good-looking guys who are good-looking enough.
Two girls and my client would come with me and I'll say, hey, what's going on with you two? The prettiest girls in the bar here and no one's talking to you. What's happening with that? And almost always they say, I know. Like, we've been standing here for like an hour or something and no one's come over and talked to us. And later on I would say to my clients, hey, this is what I'm telling you. It happens week in, week out. But to most guys, they would look at those women and think, oh, I don't know if I should go over and interrupt them. I mean,
well, you shouldn't if they're not giving you signals to interrupt them.
Or something, or what am I going to say to them? I mean, just get over there, have a conversation with them, and if you don't know what to say, learn what to say and get into it.
I totally
learn
agree
everything.
with you. Well, so you have written us a list of things that you.
It's not a learned skill. Men are if you walk over and you're not her type in terms of looks, if you're too short for her, she doesn't go for bald guys. She doesn't go for skinny guys. She doesn't go for nerdy guys who wear thick glasses. She doesn't go for ethnic guys, a certain type of ethnic persuasion. She's not going to give you time. It doesn't matter if she's bored or not. She's got her type that she wants to approach her. I've seen it through years and years of experience in this field. And what this guy says is absolute nonsense. They're waiting for guys. Yes, they're waiting for guys to approach them. But the certain type of guy, and generally these girls they eye the men off in the bar, they scan their board, they eye all the men off, they know the men that they want to approach, and if the wrong type of guy approaches, they blow him off. Not his fault.
I wanted to talk about in the show, and one of the things that you listed was secrets that you've uncovered about beautiful women.
Oh, here we go.
I'd love to hear those secrets.
Here we go.
Okay, so there are 3 secrets I've got here that I can share if we have time, and then I've got some other things. But the first secret is that most beautiful women have insecurities about their appearance, and it bothers them. But most guys don't think it could be possible, right? So a guy sees a beautiful woman, and to him, she's perfect because he's feeling so much attraction for her. He's looking at her and he's thinking, wow, look at her face, look at her butt, look at her hips, look at her boobs.
And she's going,
wow,
look at my face, look at my butt, look at my head.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
There we go. That's right. So the reality is that she may be insecure about something or a number of things about her physical appearance, and such as her thighs, her lips, her hair, her complexion, her skin color, her boob size, her butt size, and so on. Right, but a guy, when he sees a beautiful woman, he's thinking, she must think that every guy wants her. Like, I wouldn't stand a chance with her because of how attractive
Most
she is.
guys do want her. I've got
what he
news for
fails
you.
to understand is that he's feeling attracted to her, and he is confusing that with thinking that she's perfect, and he's going to have to be Mr. Perfect in order to get her. He's going to have
That's
to
what
be
they
tall,
want. They want this.
handsome, have perfect muscles and so forth. Otherwise,
Yes.
how is he going to stand a chance with a beautiful woman like her?
Exactly, you won't.
So that's the thing. Like, a lot of guys don't realise that a lot of beautiful women have insecurities about their appearance, and, you know, a lot of beautiful women...
And expect the absolute best in terms of men, the absolute best that they can get. They're not going to go for some 2 or 3 out of 10 man who's short, bald, weedy, glasses wearing, wrong ethnicity. They're not going to go for him. They're going to go for the right type of man that they want, even though they've got all these hang-ups and insecurities. I agree, they do. But they still expect more. They still expect to date up of what they think they are.
And they come across as though they are totally confident in themselves. Women are really good at doing that and hiding that from men and behaving as though they think that they're beautiful and they're perfect. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with them, and a guy would be so lucky to get a chance with them. But there are reasons why women have to do that. It's part of them trying to find guys confident and so forth.
Good looking,
so a lot of guys really need to
muscular,
understand that about beautiful women.
big.
So, your thoughts, Marnie and Kristen?
I completely agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm thinking about how bloated my stomach feels right now. but other people looking in probably wouldn't even notice me thinking about that. But I've gone to so many parties where I'm like, oh my god, my pants are too tight, my butt looks big, my hair is horrible. I have all of these thoughts circling in my brain, but I have a smile on my face, and I'm talking to people while I'm thinking those things. So somebody on the outside is going to have a totally different perception of how I'm feeling internally.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely.
Kristen?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to not make a joke about, because Marnie's saying, like, she's sitting there and her stomach feels bloated, but she's got a smile on her face. It's the same thing when, like, someone farts and you have no idea. Like, they're just sitting there looking, like, cool and smooth, but there's seat stinks, you know? That you just, like, all I can picture Marnie doing was just, like, smiling and farting at the same time.
Oh, no.
No one knows.
I actually feel, this is a side note, I feel like I can always tell who's farting.
Yes, well, there's always a little lift.
Yeah, blame it on the ugly guy. Usually, they blame it on good-looking men never fart, women never fart. It's always the ugly guy they'll blame.
Happening, like there's got to be some sort of
There's some tension in the body language. You can see it in the face. It's like
either
that
compensating, they're like making a face.
Yeah, it's usually about other things.
Usually a face of pleasure for someone like me. No, it's absolutely true. Whenever I see a picture of myself and I don't hate it, I see what other people might see and go, oh, I can see why people think I'm confident or whatever.
Yeah.
But because I usually just see myself with my own eyes, which is with super critical eyes, and I don't see what people see. So, and I am a runway model who's a 10. So,
right, exactly.
No.
That's how you see yourself, and that's how you expect your men to be. Runway models who are 10.
All right, let's
if you're going to date down.
I want to hear the two secrets.
Okay. The next one. Beautiful women don't all have the same taste in men.
Oh,
But they seem to say that they do. Right?
because they do.
If a beautiful woman is asked what sort of guy she wants, she'll say,
Rich, tall, good-looking, muscular, manly face, masculine, genuinely what a Hollywood celebrity model would be deemed to be attractive, that kind of look. That's what she finds attractive in men. Beautiful women do not have different standards of what they see in men. Beautiful women all have an arbitrary standard on what's good looking in men, and they won't go down. They will set a minimum baseline of what they want and will work from that upwards until they get what they want. They are not going to go. If you do not meet the minimum criteria, it doesn't matter what the woman, what you do. It doesn't matter. A woman is not going to give you an audition. Beautiful women do not have differing standards. They all see the same things in attractive men. What they say they want is what they want. I've observed it. It's not what they say they want and what they do is something different. No, it's not. It's not. I've observed who women go with. And it's generally the most best-looking blokes they can find. Don't give me this nonsense. Women they don't have differing standards in what they see in terms of male beauty. They don't. You're telling me that some beautiful women think that short, bald, non-muscular, glasses-wearing men are more attractive than some some tall, muscular dude who's got a full head of hair? Are you telling me that some women think that's more attractive than that? No. No way. No way in the world, Dan. I don't care what you say. That is wrong. That is wrong, and we're going to listen to this and have a laugh.
Tall, handsome, and some will even say rich. Yep. In terms of a guy being handsome, right, most pretty women and beautiful women will date guys that other guys look at and think, well, he's not handsome.
No, they won't.
He's ugly or he looks weird.
No, they won't. No, they won't. If he doesn't pass the minimum requirement in terms of what they find is acceptable in terms of a man's looks, they won't date him.
Well, she's saying that he looks handsome. And of course, sometimes a beautiful woman will be with a guy who is handsome, like he's that male model dude that's
sometimes
from the magazine.
I would say almost all the time. Almost all the time.
What happens is that if a beautiful woman or a pretty woman meets a guy and he's confident and he's got some charisma and charm, she will then think, well,
he has to pass a looks threshold first before she can think he's got confidence, charm, and charisma. If he doesn't pass that looks threshold, it doesn't matter what he says or what he does. It's not going to be accepted as charming, charismatic, or confident.
Something about this guy, I like him. He's cute, he's sexy. There's something about him, and she'll feel attracted to him, and as a result...
Cute is not the same as handsome. Handsome, masculine is the top. Cute is passable. Cute is passable. But anything less... if a man says, he's just plain, a woman says, this guy's just plain, or he's not good looking, well, she's not going to give him an audition. She's not going to give him time. And that's just the sad reality of things, Dan. That's the sad reality. The lower down the scale in terms of looks are, the less women you can attract. And when it gets to a certain level, you won't attract any.
She'll look at his physical appearance in a more positive light.
No, she won't.
Guys may look...
It goes back to the argument. Social or sexual. A woman can be getting on socially with a man, but it doesn't mean she feels sexual to him. She's not feeling that way. She's not feeling that way. I know because I've had experience with women before. I've been through this before, and I've watched countless other men in this situation. Just because a woman is vibing with a man socially does not mean that she's physically wanting him, and she's physically attracted to him, and she's going to give him a chance. She might see him as a friend, as a buddy, as a fun buddy to have around, or an orbiter. But she's not going to give him a chance where it matters in a relationship and in a sexual relationship. She might give him a platonic relationship like what I've been in, but she won't give him a sexual relationship if she's not physically into the guy. I'm sorry, Dan, you are wrong.
Look at him and think, well, he's got a bit of a big nose, or, he's losing his hair, or he's got a bit, he doesn't have six-pack abs, he's actually got a bit of a belly there a little bit, or whatever. And she's saying, no, he's sexy, he's handsome.
No, he's not.
That's what she's saying about him.
No, he's not.
Someone like Sacha Baron.
Where do you get this information from? Where do you pull these statistics out your backside or something? Do you pull this information out of your backside? I don't see it happening in the real world, Dan. It's not observable reality. Women are not finding these men sexy. They're not finding these men attractive. The halo effect is looks first, down to personality. It's not, he's a socially confident guy, therefore he must be good looking. No, he's a good looking guy, therefore he must be socially confident. Is the yes. That is how women think. That is how the modern woman thinks, Dan. This is not the 1940s, 1930s, not even the 1950s. We're living in the 2020s now. And times have changed. I'm sorry to break it to you, Dan. That's the truth.
And Cohen, some girls may find not attractive at all, especially as Borat in the neon bathing suit. He's hairy, he's gangly. I think Sacha Baron Cohen is
a bad example because he's a Hollywood celebrity, he's a Hollywood actor. Do you think Isla Fisher would date that guy if he was an office bum? If he was an office worker making minimum wage? If he was working in a fast food joint? Do you think Isla Fisher would even date that guy? No. The reason the guy is the way you think he is because he's got that status. He might not be as good looking as the other Hollywood celebrities, I've granted that. But because he's got the status, because he's an actor in Hollywood, he gets that status, that fame. And that fame is what attracts women to him, is what makes him attractive. It's not his looks. It's not his confidence, not his charm. His charm and confidence are only because of his status, because of his fame. if he wasn't famous and he said these things, would they come off the same way? The answer is no. No.
So hot and so attractive, and it obviously
His confidence is through the roof. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, his confidence is through the roof because society lets him have that because he's an actor. If, as I said, if he was working in a fast food joint and he said the same things and did the same things, would they be construed the same way? Answer that question.
How confident that guy is.
Yeah, so you're
so much balls, that guy.
totally, and not that he's like a bad-looking guy by any means, but like my sister. So
once again, it's not about his looks; it's about his status. It's about who he is as a person in this world. His status gives him that confidence. It comes off as confidence and charm because of his status, because of the position he has. Sacha Baron Cohen wouldn't be in that same position. They wouldn't think the same way of Sacha Baron Cohen if he was working in a fast food joint or if he was in an office day by day earning a small wage.
oh, you think he's cute? And I'm like, yes, oh my God, I'm like in love with him. So it's true, yeah. Like my sister and I are both females, and we come from the same parents, and we have total different opinions on attractiveness.
Yeah, like when I've seen him do his movies, by the way, just one thing, like the amount of confidence he has to actually do those movies and act out the characters, like in the Bruno movie, and what's the movie where he's rolling around with that the fat guy, and they're like in that 69 position. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is just. He is so ballsy, this guy. He just does not care. And, like...
He doesn't care because he can get away with it because of who he is. As I said, it's his status. Put him in a fast food joint and see if he can get away with what he does in that movie and the humour and the lines he says. You and I both know the answer's no. He wouldn't.
He's able to act like that, and then in interviews he's able to be this really cool, considered, rational... even gentleman of a guy when he's talking to TV talk show hosts and so forth. Like, he's very intelligent, and it's like...
Because his status is
no
famous.
No women will find him attractive. But, guys may look at him and say, well, some guys will say he's handsome, some guys will say he's ugly, he's dangly, and whatever you're saying, gangly or whatever. But
he's definitely dangly, I know that for sure.
Yeah, dangly. Yeah, right. Marnie, what were you saying?
Well, I was going to say before, like, I've said this a lot, that... A person's got a man's face. Like, yes, in the first 5 seconds, that is what I'm going to look at. I'm going to assess that guy.
That's exactly right. You're going to assess his face and you're going to say yes or no based on that. You're not going to give him an audition. Now you're saying something that's worth making sense.
Of course, because that's all I know about that person. I know a little bit about body language, maybe at first, but like as soon as he comes and talks to me, his face can shift.
If you give him an audition. If you don't give him an audition, nothing can happen. That's what you're saying. His face can shift if you give him an audition. But even then, you are saying something that I don't believe. I think you are telling fibs, Marnie. I think you are telling fibs. I believe you are telling fibs. I know you're telling fibs. Scientifically proven. It has been proven that women, within the first 1 to 5 seconds, make up their mind yes or no with a guy. And there's no coming back after that. If she's not giving the guy a go, no. And even if he does get a chance, if he meets your minimum, and some better-looking guy comes on and does the same thing, are you going to choose him over the better-looking guy? We all know what the answer is, Marnie. The answer to that is no.
That's right.
It can become more unattractive, or it can become super attractive to me.
What you just said is so powerful.
It's not so powerful. Women do not go past that first gatekeeping stage. If you do not get the audition, if you do not get the audition, it is over. It is game over. I don't care what these people say. They are wrong. I've witnessed it personally. I've noticed my friends as well. People I know. I've been out. People I don't know watch. I've watched people I don't know. And the same thing happens. If the woman is not allowing you to approach her and have a conversation with her, you can't do it. The fact that you've let a guy come in and have a conversation with you, means that he's already passed your base level in terms of what you're accepting in terms of looks. Marnie, would you give an audition to a guy who's not your type? Would you give an audition to a painfully short, bald, thick glasses wearing, skinny guy with no muscles who might be from an ethnic background that you don't agree, that you don't quite feel attracted to, would you give him an audition to improve his looks after looking at him for 2 seconds saying, no way? Would you let him come and talk to you and say, oh, yeah, I find him so much more attractive now that he's spoken to me? The answer is no. If you say it is and you say it is, you're lying. And I believe you're lying.
Yeah. No, but it's very in line with what you're saying. Like, literally, I've even taken note of this happening so actually, my friend Suzanne has this friend, Mark. And Mark, I don't even know how else to describe him to you other than he looks semi-alien-ish, very nerdy, and he looks like somebody who should be, like, playing with a science kid 24 hours a day. Like, he just he's not a very attractive person. But after 5 minutes of talking to him, I found myself trying to get his attention and trying to get him to like me more and trying to show that I was intelligent and witty.
I believe that's only because he's going out with your friend. Now, I don't believe the way she's describing him. I think he's probably better looking than how she's describing. Because if he wasn't that good looking to begin with, your friend wouldn't have given a chance. She would not have given him a chance. That's just the way it is. He met her baseline in terms of looks. She gave him a chance. Marnie, I don't believe you for a second. I think you're lying. I think you're telling fibs. I believe, and I know this is true, I just don't believe, I know it's true from what I've witnessed and from scientific studies, that if a woman is not attracted to you in the first 5 seconds, you're going nowhere. I don't care what you say or what you do afterwards. She has to have that initial spark of physical attraction to open the gate, to let you in, to build on whatever's there, to show your positive traits and beliefs. Without physical attraction, none of that can be built. It's misconstrued. It doesn't happen. I've experienced it, and I've watched other men go through it as well. That is not correct, and I think you're telling a fib here, Marnie. I'm sorry. I think you're lying.
And funny, and like his face literally morphed in front of me to where I saw that his eyes were blue, and they were like really nice and sparkly, and that like he didn't have any hair, but like I liked the way that his glasses rested behind his ear. Like I'm just.
He didn't have any hair, so you wouldn't have given a bald guy a go, would you? No, it speaks volumes.
It literally was morphing in front of me, and it was absolutely crazy. And that happens to most of.
It doesn't morph. People don't morph. You can't get a short, bald, skinny guy morph into a tall, muscular hunk. It doesn't happen. No matter what he says, it does not happen. This is pseudoscience. This is nonsense. This is rubbish. And it's lies. It's pure lies. It is trying to get you to buy their products, Marnie's products and Dan's products. That's all it's trying to get you to do. If you don't see this, and if you do, go out in the real world and observe this. Go and observe reality. People don't morph. Looks don't morph. The short, bald guy can't be the tall, handsome, muscular guy. It doesn't morph. Okay, it stays that way. The first 5 seconds is the phase where you make the impression, and first impressions stick. There's a saying that first impressions stick, and it's true. First impressions do stick. If you don't make that first impression in those first few seconds, there is no way a man can morph into something more attractive. It does not happen. That is a lie. She knows it's a lie, and she's still saying it.
For women.
Yeah, for the men listening to this now, please listen to what Marnie said there. That is the absolute truth.
Please don't. It's the absolute lies. That is absolute lies. You cannot morph from an ugly man to a good-looking man by what you say. Okay? Scientifically proven that attraction within the first 1 to 5 seconds when a woman lays her eyes on a man is basically the initial attraction, the initial impression you make is lasting. It sticks like mud. Okay? No one can morph. Go and look this up. You think I'm lying to you? Go and look it up. It doesn't happen. And if she says it happens, don't believe her. She's lying.
Yeah.
That is what happens. That is what happens.
No.
Yeah.
Like a guy
who
would normally not be considered good looking can make a woman feel attractive, and she
No,
can start to feel like there's something about this guy. I really like him, and as
That might be the case. That might be the case. But she's not physically attracted to him. He's not good looking enough for her. It's not going to lead to anything. It is not going to lead to anything serious beyond a friendship, beyond a platonic relationship, like I've been in. Okay? If a woman is not into you physically, the first impression you make, you cannot morph into something attractive. It does not happen. Science has not proven that, and it won't be proven because it's lies. Because Dan and Marnie are telling you fibs here to try to get you to buy their products and believe what they say. It is lies. Science does not prove this, what they are saying. If you don't believe me, go and research it. Go on the internet and research it. Do me a favour. Don't listen to what I say. Look it up.
Result, she looks at his physical appearance in a positive light, and that's why so many...
No, that's not how the halo effect works. The halo effect is the opposite way. She looks at his good physical appearance and sees other traits in a positive light. Like, oh, he's good looking. He must be confident. He must be charming. He must be charismatic. He is confident, charming, charismatic. Whatever he says comes out with a golden glow because he's good looking. If you are unattractive, trying to be confident is going to come across as try hard. Trying to be charismatic is going to come across as no, you're being creepy, because you can't have a reverse halo effect. The impression is made in physical appearance in the first 1 to 5 seconds. Scientifically proven fact. Look it up if you don't believe me. That's all I have to say. I'll let them talk now.
Guys get confused. They see this girl talking about her boyfriend or this woman talking about her husband, and she's saying that he's handsome. And he looks at her and he looks at him and he's like, what? What's she saying? But it's not.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The lies. The untruths. I'm lost for words. I've said my case. Let this play.
In her eyes, he's handsome, he's sexy. Yeah. And he can remain like that for life, even though he's aging. She can see him as...
Now they're denying the age pill. They think as a man can look attractive as he goes old. Oh, I got news for you. He gets less and less attractive when he gets a belly. Why do you think the divorce rate is so high? Well, why do you think women divorce men at such a high, alarming rate? Because they lose attraction to them. Go and look at the divorce statistics. It's women who initiate divorce most of the time. And the majority of the time is because they find another man they're more attracted to. The sex isn't good anymore. The love is gone. There's no connection. Why? Because over time, the man loses his physical attraction. He loses his physical appeal. A woman is not going to be attracted to an old man unless he's looking very, very good for his age. And even then, he'd have to bring other things to the table when he gets older. And we all know what they are. Money and status, okay? Preferably money if he's got no status. The lies, the untruths. I don't know any woman, I don't know of any woman, and I've never known of any woman in the past who's gone and said, oh, my boyfriend, my husband is so attractive and I've seen the guy and I thought he was ugly. Generally when they see that, I've heard women say that to me, and when I've seen the guy, he is attractive. Let me give you a little story. I'll dive with it, okay? I used to see this sex worker, okay, a lady of the night. She was from New Zealand. And one day she casually dropped to me. She goes, the guys I date, they're not that good looking guys. They're not really good looking. I said, oh yeah. She said, look, I've got my phone here. I'll show you the guy who came to me. I went with him. He was invited to a wedding. He invited me as his partner. Can I show you the picture? I said, yeah, sure. She showed me this guy's picture. Now, no kidding. This guy was about 6'1". He was broad-shouldered, tall. Obviously, at 6'1", broad-shouldered. A masculine-looking face, full head of hair, fair bit of a decent musculature. And I thought to myself, geez, she's telling me that her husband's not good. The guy she goes with there is not good looking, and this guy's. She thinks that's not good looking. What does it make me? What does it make her client? The Elephant Man? I mean, get real. Women say these things, and what they say they mean and what they actually mean is two different things. When a woman says, oh, I find this guy very sexy, generally he is. And when a woman downplays it and says, the guys I date, they're not good looking, generally they are. I have never seen women show off men who are unattractive. I've never once. And even when they tell me this man is unattractive, the man I date is unattractive, generally he's a lot more attractive than your normal average guy. So that proves that women's standards are through the roof. And women do not come and say, oh, I really find my boyfriend, if they're dating an ugly guy, which is rare, extremely rare, they won't go out and put him out and say, oh, my husband's so handsome when he's not. They won't say those things. They will not say those things in public because they're going to get laughed at by other women who know the truth.
See, and handsome, that is the reality. That's how a woman's attraction works. So,
no, it doesn't.
Great
it works
example
physically
you shared there,
and through finances and through
Thank
status.
you. Let's hear number 3. I want to hear the third secret about women.
The third one, many beautiful women don't see themselves as being someone who could have a highly successful, handsome man.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's nonsense. Have you ever heard of the word hypergamy? That is absolute nonsense. They all dream of the rich Prince Charming. That is nonsense. They do see themselves as top notch, no matter what they look like. Even the women who feel insecure about themselves, as I mentioned earlier in this video, they feel insecure about themselves. They put on makeup. They put on clothing that reveals their assets, and they go out and they try to get the guys that they feel worthy of, i.e. the top-notch men. They do not see – a lot of women do not see average men and below average men as their standard. They see – even women who are below average looking see top-level men as their standard. They all compete for the top. They all compete for the top. Now, I'm not saying men don't do it either. But women do it, and women don't – women who are down on that scale do not, from what I know, what I've witnessed and what I've heard and what I've seen, do not go for men at their level. They go for the men that they believe that they want. And generally, 99% of women believe that they are worthy of the top men.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of guys, when they see a beautiful woman, they think, okay, well, look, she is it. She knows she's it. And she knows that she can have the best ball player, the best businessman, the best this or that in the town, in the city.
Because she can.
And she's only going to accept that. But
she does.
Many women don't actually feel, and pretty women and beautiful women don't feel as though they could hold down a guy like that in a long-term relationship. They have that fear that...
They try to. Let me tell you. They will get into a relationship with a guy like that, and they will try to hold him down long-term. They will. Believe me. They will. I've heard women say these things. I've watched women do these things.
He's so handsome. He's so successful. He will probably tire of her, bore of her, and then cheat on her or dump her. And then what is she gonna feel? She's gonna be brokenhearted. She was with this guy. She had a very handsome, successful guy, and she got dumped, kicked to the curb, and now she feels like crap. So what a lot of pretty women do, not all pretty women.
I would say no pretty women do what he's about to say. Let's listen to what he says. But I've heard it before, and I will say almost no pretty women do what he's about to say.
Many pretty women do want the handsome, successful guy, that's true. But what a lot of pretty women do is that they will steer towards having a guy who's just average looking.
No.
And he's just an average, ordinary guy who
will appreciate her beauty.
Will want to make the relationship work. He'll have the motivation.
No. Women go for the top, and when they don't get what they want, they don't settle. They do not go down. From my experience, from what I know and what I've observed, they do not. They go for the top, and they want to stay at the top, and they will wait till they get the top. There's a lot of single women saying, where have all the good men gone? Or there's a man drought. I wonder why they say those things. Because the level of women expect these days is too high. And too many men are invisible. They are forgotten. They're not wanted. Women do not drop their standards, Dan. They do not. Contrary to what you say, science and research prove you wrong.
To make the relationship work, he'll have the motivation to want to stay with her, and therefore she can build a solid future with him, potentially a family, and they can stay together and build and have a life together.
No. The number of beautiful women dating average men or below that, very minute, the number of women. The other way around, unattractive women dating men out of their league, plenty of them. I see plenty of them going around. We have a gluttony. This world probably has a gluttony of good-looking men at the moment, and a bunch of very average-looking women because they're all dating up, but none are dating down. Or is it just that female hypergamy wins out over male? Probably.
Rather than her getting dumped and feeling all that pain.
Okay, so I want to hear what Kristen thinks about that one.
Well, I have low self-esteem, so...
You have low self-esteem, but you have an interesting view of your dating pool.
Yeah, low self-esteem wanting the top men. Oh, gosh.
Because I will say that most people. So I don't think you really do. So okay. Anyway, I'm not going to interrupt you. You continue saying what you're going to say.
I do and I don't, but yes. No, go. I like to hear things about myself.
Okay, so basically, I'm trying to say that I'm trying to work through this as I'm talking, like reveal an insecurity of mine probably, but it might be subconscious that for me, really attractive, really successful guys, for some, like, were just never my thing, and I never liked them, and it may be subconsciously that I am thinking,
I reckon this woman's lying as well. Given the choice between Mr. Joe Average and Mr. Super Successful, who do you think she's going to take? Who do you think she's going to want to take? As if she's going to want to take Mr. Joe Average over Mr. Super Successful. Come on. I didn't come down in the last shower. If you believe this nonsense, have you been living under a rock for years? Seriously. This flies in the face of all research at the moment, of all research on social dynamics at the moment, where women are aiming for the top and not settling. They're not settling. And there's a lot of women finding, a bigger and bigger slice of women now finding that there's no good men enough left, not many good enough men left for them. Why? Because there's not many men who can be at the top all the time, and they only want the top. Now, that's the honest truth. Go and look at the research. Go and look at the current data. You'll see what I say is correct, and these women are just virtue signaling and lying.
Not good enough for them, or I don't know, but I think the point that you're bringing up is a very interesting and probably very valid one, and that does go on for a lot of women. They may have a huge misconception about who they are or what I don't know. Sorry, I'm talking through it as I'm thinking about it, but it's interesting.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What they're capable of, and the sort of life that they think that they're capable or worthy of living, and so forth. So, but what were you going to say, Kristen, about being self?
Oh, come on! Every woman wants to be swept away by Mr. Rich, tall, dark, handsome. They don't want to be swept away by Mr. Joe Average, short, bald, who they can just pop out a few kids with and say, there we go, the deeds are done. Let's live our lives. Let's live it out, and let's live let's try and get things worked out. Then divorce the husband. Oh, come on, please. Most women don't want that. Most women go for the tall, good-looking men. Please, no matter what their level of self-esteem, what they believe that level they're at, they all want to be swept away into a higher socioeconomic or looks bracket. They want to pass the best genetics onto the kids that are possible by marrying a bloke who's better looking than them. They want to acquire a lot of money through a man who's richer than them, and it's all proven. Modern day hypergamy has proven that. And if you don't believe me, go and look on the internet. Go and look it up. The facts are there. The statistics are there. I don't have to tell you these things.
Well, I actually was going to go a little bit toward what Marnie was saying, which is I also don't find that I'm a super successful guy thing very attractive.
Rubbish, you do.
Interestingly enough, of course, I want a successful guy.
Of course you do.
But if a guy is online, like Marnie said, who's too smooth or things like that, which I could kind of hear Marnie saying, I would always be turned off too. So I think...
So if the smooth, successful guy approached you versus the average guy at your level approached you, who would you go with? Kirsten, who would you go with? Would you go with Mr. Super Successful, smooth guy? Or would you go with the average guy? Please, give me a break. Don't tell me you would overlook a successful, smooth talking guy for an average guy. Average looks, average income. Please don't virtue signal. Stop virtue signaling. It's not making you look any better than you are as a human being because you're lying. We can see through the rubbish. We can see through the lies. We can see through this all because we see it every day. It's observed reality.
I think I basically want an equal, but underneath, I think
You end up with an equal. You want someone better because you're hypergamous. You want to pass on better genetics, A. You want men to financially take care of you, B. You are hypergamous. Women, this is natural female behaviour. Okay, and some of them will settle. I won't disagree. Some will settle. The settling's going to be hard for both people, both average man and average woman. But a lot of women these days will not settle for average. They want the best, and they will blame it on men. They'll say, "Where have all the good men gone? Why is there a man drought?" etc., etc. When the problem is, a lot of women won't drop their standards. That is a known fact. And what these women are doing on this video is simply virtue signaling to say, we're not like these women. We're different. Ah.
I'm confident, or I do have self-esteem, but I also, when I'm in the world, I underplay, I think, and downplay what I deserve and my qualities or my quality.
Yeah.
That's actually another secret about beautiful women is that in the mirror, and as you were saying, Kristen, sometimes you'll see a photo of yourself and you say, right, I can see what other people see in me. But sometimes in the mirror, a woman will look at herself and say, wow, I am beautiful, I'm pretty. But then when she goes out into the world, she'll forget that.
Yeah.
She'll
They won't.
start feeling
They
insecure.
don't forget that, Darren. They know that.
Really won't be at the forefront of her mind. In fact, her
No,
insecurities
they are
will,
insecure. They're not
and that
insecure.
will cause her to go into a shell.
No
It'll
one.
behave in a way that she may seem distant or indifferent or whatever. But,
And then you choose the ugly guy because they want to give the ugly guys a chance. No, they don't, Dan. They don't. Oh, please stop the nonsense. They see themselves as beautiful in the mirror. They go out and see themselves. They don't forget that. They go out and see themselves as beautiful and deserving of the best looking men. I'm sorry.
guys aren't aware of that. They're thinking, right, this girl is too confident, she's too cool, she's too aloof, I can't attract her, and so forth. But in many cases, she's actually feeling a bit insecure and self-doubting, and
she's not.
going into a shell a bit.
I think you've hit him.
No, she's not. She's not. She's wanting the best looking man to approach her, Dan. She's wanting. She believes she's the best looking. She believes insecurities are not forgotten. Insecurities are forgotten when they look in the mirror, and they're not forgotten either when they go over. They're forgotten when they go out into the field. Women believe they're the best. They deserve the best when they go out. And if a man doesn't meet the minimum threshold of what she wants, she doesn't give him a chance. He's invisible.
Like an unconscious, below the surface truth for, many people in general. I think everybody walks around in an insecure state where we'll get out of it. 50% of the time,
Women
70% of the time, there still is this.
Women are told everything this world wants. Why would they be insecure? It doesn't make sense. I don't see insecure women walking around. I see very secure, very confident women walking around everywhere in my world. I don't know where you people live, but in my world, women are secure, confident, and expect the best in men as well, in terms of money, looks, and everything else.
Portion of them that is insecure or potentially unhappy with certain things about them. So I think that secret is probably a human secret that everybody may not believe.
And even if they're insecure, they're looking for a secure man to make up for their insecurities. They're looking for a rich, good-looking man to make up for their insecurities. They're not looking for a guy on the same level because they'll still be in the same crap that they're in. They're hypergamous.
Or at least most people don't believe they fully deserve what the ideal is. Do you know what I mean?
do.
Yeah. Now,
This
for
is
guys,
virtue
though,
signaling.
guys are actually in a bit of a better position than women.
No, they're not.
Yes, I do deserve that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, in that, for
Guys
a
are not in a
guy,
better position
he
than
can
women.
go into a social setting and it doesn't have to matter. It doesn't have to be about his physical appearance.
Yes, it does.
Right? I mean, he can be a normal, average.
Oh, lies. Nonsense. You can be a normal average guy if you get a chance, yes. But if you're below average, if you're ugly, do you get a chance? Do you really get an audition? Nonsense, Dan. Nonsense. It's the same for men. Men have it actually harder in terms of looks because women are the choosers. Women are the selectors in the first 5 seconds. If they don't like what they see, it's over. It's over. First impressions stick. They can't be worked on. I'm sorry. That is a known truth in this world, and it's scientifically proven that 99 point whatever times out of 100, you cannot change a first impression. If a woman's not giving you time of the day to begin with, you can't change that. You can't do or say anything if she's not giving you a chance to.
Everyday looking guy, and he can walk over and make a woman feel attracted to him as he talks to her by being confident, using some humor.
No, you can't do that. A woman's attracted to this, to your body, to your height, to your hair, to your eyes, which I won't show. But yes, that is what women are attracted to. They're not attracted to the way you carry on, the what you say. What you say cannot make up for a bad first impression. It doesn't. It doesn't. People say that you cannot morph. An ugly man cannot morph into a good-looking man by doing this. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I've never seen it happen. I've been out to bars and clubs many years. Now, obviously, I don't go as much these days, but many years I've been out to these places and I've watched it happen. And women choose the best-looking men because it's perceived what comes out of their mouth is perceived as confident. And it's got nothing to do with what he's saying. It's a halo effect based on his looks.
Flirting, being very charming and charismatic and so forth. So he has that ability, whereas it's a little bit different.
None of what these people are saying are proven. It's all unproven. It's all pseudoscience. It's unproven. It's anecdotal.
For women in that,
You can't enhance your looks.
yeah, you can't enhance your looks.
Yeah,
unless,
that's
I mean, the woman,
true.
Actually, women can enhance their looks through makeup, through high heels, through doing their hair, through getting good fitting outfits that show off a bit of cleavage and a bit of their legs, you know. Women can enhance their looks. Men can't enhance their looks. Men have to go to the gym and get on steroids to enhance their looks. They have to get leg lengthening surgery to enhance their looks. They have to get hair plugs or hair systems to enhance their looks. They have to shed fat to enhance their looks. Women can enhance their looks. It's no different. Women enhance their looks. It's not that women are stuck. They can't enhance. Of course they can enhance their looks. This is women crying poor, and I don't believe it because they have just as much, if not more, ability than men in the social realm.
You can't really improve that. You can't improve it, but you still can't be a 10 if you are.
Why do the people think that men can improve their looks by talking? You can't. Talk is not looks. Talk is verbal. It's auditory. You can't. Auditory cannot improve your physical. Scientifically, you can't do that.
As a woman, but for men, it's actually the opposite.
yeah, but what's interesting
it's
is
not.
that a woman who may label herself as being a 7 will be labelled as a 10 by many guys.
100%.
Right, many guys.
Yeah.
Well, when I used to take guys out to approach women, there was this guy, and he said,
A lot of guys think that way, but a lot of guys also think that just yes or no. Would they or wouldn't they? A lot of men don't have these arbitrary number standards. Some men would say it's either a yes or no, or some men would go, yeah, she's a 7, she's an 8, she might be a 10, she might be a 4, whatever the case is.
he said, look, I want to make one thing clear. I only want to approach women that are attractive, that are hot, you know. And I'm like, cool, that's great. Let's do it. And I said, well, have a look around here. Who do you see as hot? Like, which is, you know, what's a hot girl?
Right.
And he pointed out a girl, and I'm like,
She's not hot. Okay.
oh my God, she's not hot at all. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let's go and talk to her then, man. Like, but honestly, I mean, I didn't rate her.
That's surprising.
See, men have very different standards in what they find attractive in women. However, when women rate men, the standards are pretty much the same. If he's not tall, if he's not hasn't got the hair, hasn't got the muscles, hasn't got the right ethnicity, wears glasses, doesn't wear glasses, as you know, nice shaped eyes, nice jawline, nice physique, that is basically an arbitrary measure of what women find handsome in men. And the difference between men and women is that men find a wide variety of women attractive. Women find a very narrow range of men attractive. Okay? And this is the problem. This is why men have to work their asses off to make women get attracted to them. And most of the time it doesn't work. If you have to work for it, you've lost already. The attraction's either there to begin with or it's not. You can't talk to make a woman attracted to you. It is there to begin with or it's not.
That is surprising, though, because I would definitely guess that men seem to see women either pretty or not generally the same. Like, they would be all pretty much on board. Yes, she's hot. No, she's not hot.
That's exactly it. Yep. That's what I was saying before.
There's shifts for every single person. Shifts, like their likes are their likes, and their what they find attractive.
Maybe for men, but not for women.
Their history, who they are, what they want. So
maybe for men, not for women.
I find that fascinating too. When some guys will write in and say, "Oh, Marty, thank you so much. I met like the 10 that I've always wanted, and she's amazing." They send me a picture. I'm like, "Whoa, okay, not a 10 in my eyes, but a 10 in yours." So that's absolutely amazing. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, men have very differing standards in what they find attractive. Women don't.
And you know what also happens? Guys send me photos saying that I can't get women because I'm ugly. And the guy looks great.
I know.
Looks great.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of men who think they're ugly, but they're actually good looking. And they'll preach to you, "Oh, you're an ugly man, you just do what I do." But chances are you're not good looking as they are. What they do will not work for you. It will not work for you. As an unattractive man, doing what attractive men do to meet women will not work for you. You'll have to do other things, other more drastic things, and it doesn't involve talking. Okay? It doesn't involve talking. It involves finding other entry points to her heart and mind, which is beyond the talking that these attractive men think that they're attracting her with the talk, but it's actually their physical appearance that is actually attracting them. attracting women to them, and it's not the way what they're saying, it's who they are. But try and get an unattractive man to do the same thing that an attractive man thinks he's doing to attract women, and it won't work. It will not work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. Friends of mine and other guys I know have tried it. It doesn't work. Okay? If you're an unattractive man, you're not going to do what an attractive man does to attract women. It will not work because it won't be coming off the same way. Okay?
I know, that kills me
I'm
too.
like, what the heck is he talking about? It's like if I had his looks, I wouldn't have to, learn much of this stuff. I'd just go and say hi and be confident, and women would be interested, and then I could move things forward. But
yeah, that's basically how it is for good-looking men, Dan. Newsflash.
With my looks, which is average or below average, depending on.
Oh, please, Dan, I've seen a picture of you. You're not average or below average. If you're below average, what does it make a guy like me? I'm 5'6". I'm bald. I wear glasses from time to time, mostly glasses, sometimes contacts. I haven't got much muscle on me. I'm very skinny, thin-framed, skinny-boned. And I'm not Australian background. I'm born here, but my parents aren't. So if you are unattractive, if you are slightly below attractive, then what does it make me? Blokes who look like me, Dan. We must be worse than the Elephant Man or Shrek. Because if you think you're unattractive, mate, mate, what are the current standards of beauty in that case? Then I'm really, if you are unattractive, then guys up there off the bell curve, mate. You are not an unattractive guy at all, mate. I've seen what your pictures are. No homo. I mean, you're not the most attractive bloke in the world, but you're not unattractive. Please, Dan, give us a break. Stop the false modesty. Come on.
Who's rating it? I've had to, enhance my attractiveness. Thank you. I've had to enhance my attractiveness by being able to interact with women and connect with women, get along with women.
Yeah, well, Dan, at least you fall into a minimum criteria of what women expect in terms of a man's looks. But a lot of other guys don't. So what would you say to them? Do you think that the advice that you dispense will work for men who are less attractive than you? Really? Really? No, not from what I've observed in the field. Not from years of my observations. I haven't.
You don't feel attracted and so forth.
Well, you're good looking. I just looked up your picture. You're fine.
Exactly.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really?
The women are like you.
Everybody loves you. You're fine. Don't worry.
It is fine.
It's all inside.
One thing guys often ask is they say, well, if I'm using techniques to make women feel attracted to me, does that mean that I have to continue doing that throughout the whole relationship? And is she going to get bored of me? Is she going to eventually realise that I'm not that
well, yes, you
attractive
will have
and then
to.
leave me and so forth? And
That's what
I'm
attracted
7
her,
years
yeah.
into my relationship now, and my woman is more attracted to me than ever, and I'm still as attracted to her as I was at the start. I'm more attracted to her. In fact, I mean, it's amazing. It's a really good thing. But guys worry that if they get a pretty girl, that she's going to lose interest, and
Well, she will.
they also worry
She's
that
not
it's
attracted to you,
not
she will.
authentic. But the thing is, when a guy goes out and he meets women and he's being Mr. Nice Guy or Mr. Neutral, Mr. Aloof, Mr. Cool, Mr. Alpha or whatever, that's a technique. Right? He's trying to get girls by being a nice guy. He's trying to get girls by just being friendly. He's trying to get...
It's not a technique if what you're doing is actually your personality, then how is it a technique? You can't change your personality. You cannot do that. So it's not a technique, it's a personality. We beg to differ here, Dan.
Girls by being aloof or really cool and alpha. He's using a technique, but it's not working. Right? And, using it...
You can fake it, but faking it, eventually you might get the girl by faking things, but faking things will be seen through in the end, okay? Seen through in the end. Your true personality will show out. So just be who you normally are. Because trying to be someone you're not, you have to put on a charade for the whole time. And if you get her, you'll have to put on the charade the whole time, someone you're not. So you can either change your personality that way, which you really can't, or you can just be the way you are and get women to accept you the way they are, the way you are, which is what I advise.
Different approach, such as using a particular type of humour, talking to a woman in a certain way, using certain type of body language and so forth, is also a technique, but it's effective, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like manipulative. You're just being an attractive man. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to point that out, because a lot of guys are worried about that.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful thing to point out, because I get that question a lot too. It's like, won't people sense that I'm not being real? And I'm like, well, then you're not doing it right if you're not honing what it is that you're learning. If you're just using somebody else's routines.
You're not being real. If you're faking something, if you're pretending to be confident, if you're pretending to be cool, if you're pretending to be charismatic, and you're not, then it's not you. That's not your personality. And goodness knows you'll have to, if by some stroke of luck you manage to attract a woman this way, though I doubt it, but if you do, you'll have to put up this charade the whole way through before she sees the real you. Otherwise, you'll be dumped. You'll be dumped.
Be attractive. That's completely different. But you're actually learning how to have conversations, learning how to find things funny, learning how to pull out your own wit, how to build attraction, how to stand in front of women. These things are improved.
In other words, you have to change your whole personality just to attract women. Wow. So much for just be yourself, hey? The old advice, just be yourself. No, you have to change your whole personality to attract women. And even then, it won't attract women. Because personality is not what attracts women. Let's be honest, it's looks.
You. They're not making you false. And if you feel false, then switch up what you're doing.
And also, guys need to understand that initially when they start to use techniques that attract women, it's going to feel a bit awkward initially because he's doing something new and he's pushing himself outside of his comfort zone.
No, he's trying to change his, trying to be something he's not.
Being confident in a way that he normally isn't.
He's doing something he's not. Just be yourself.
In a way that he normally isn't, and it may make him feel a bit awkward. And
yeah, of course he will.
May not get it perfectly right the first time. But if he is determined...
Why should a man have to change who he is, change his personality, change his whole makeup from since he was a child just to attract a woman? Why should it be like this? It won't attract a woman, but why do men have to do this? Just in the hope that they'll attract a woman. Why? Why do you have to change? Why can't you just be yourself and have a woman normally attracted to you?
Enough, and he's got that follow-through to get past that initial stage of awkwardness. Then he gets into the ease, where it just flows, where he starts to see what he's doing is working, and then it's totally fine to playfully challenge women when he's talking to them. It's totally fine to do this or that, and he's enjoying himself, and he's having fun with women, he's getting results, then it's all good. So it's about getting past that initial point.
I completely agree with you. Dan, thank you so much for coming on our show.
I don't agree with you, Dan.
Talking to you for a very long time. Why don't you tell people how they can find out more about you?
My website is themodernman.com, and it's themodernman.com, or...
Oh, don't forget to buy the flow when you're there. Don't forget to buy the flow. Spend all your money on me, and if it doesn't work for you, you lost it. There's no money back. Too late.
Just search me on YouTube, Dan Bacon, and that's it. All good.
Wonderful. Yeah, this was really, really good. I have to go to bed now because it's 8 o'clock at night. But thank you so much for coming onto the show, and we look forward to having you back because you shared some really wonderful things with the guys that are listening to the show. And I hope they love it. Yeah. The new episodes of the Ask Women podcast come out every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. I also put them on YouTube now, so please go watch, listen, whatever the hell you do on YouTube. Do that on Fridays and go to youtube.com/Marnie Chinris. You guys are awesome. We'll see you next week.
You won't see me next week. Anyway, guys, I know this has been a long video, but I hope you learned something from it. I hope it was entertaining, and as usual, I'll be back soon with another video. Hopefully not as long as today, but I hope you enjoyed that little argument takedown I had of that video, which I'll link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.